Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jenny R. Johnson Live. No, of course, this is Virtual TrekCon's The Main Viewer. Jenny R. Johnson is here, though. Check it out.
I'm here.
Wow.
What's up?
And she's wearing an amazing shirt, by the way.
Yes,
Look
I am.
at that.
The
Oh my
most
God.
amazing shirt.
If you like baseball
Yeah.
or want to pretend like you do because you don't want people to like talk about sports around you, and you're like, yeah, this is my favorite team.
Exactly.
And then when they don't know, you'd be like, oh, you don't know that one? Well, then I guess you're not cool and you can't talk to me. It's the Bozeman Phoenixes. You could get that at the link in the description box below for the Star Trek and Chill website. Let's say what we have today very quickly. So we know there's more writer strike stuff happening. I found some bad news today. I feel like there's some bad news looming that maybe people aren't talking about, or maybe people don't want to talk about. But we got to acknowledge it, maybe. Also, Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover. We know that it's going to happen. We've known for a while. We're getting a few more details. They're in, they're out. There's some weird stuff going on there. It's a weird week. Who was it that said that? Shaw. It's been a weird week.
Yeah.
It's definitely that. Also, got a pretty cool article about which characters we might see in Starfleet Academy. Which is really cool. It's really interesting. And I love speculating on characters. That's the coolest thing. That's really what we care about in Star Trek is characters, I think. I think that's what we really get stuck on. Also, here's something that'll wow everybody. Star Trek Into Darkness is 10 years old. So love it or hate it. We're going to find out,
insane.
Is it aging well? Do people like it, or are people still like, yeah, Star Trek Into Darkness is the worst or whatever? I know there's a lot of opinions surrounding that movie. I actually have fond memories of it personally. Also, the Cisco Day is less than 1 week away, everybody. The biggest event in the year, for some people maybe, the Cisco Day. It'll be all Cisco, all Mr. Avery Brooks all day long, Monday, May 22nd. You're going to love it. This is your chance to pay homage and love and enjoy and pay your respects to our good friend in our heads, Captain Cisco. He feels like our space dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of other cool stuff. One last thing. AI. That's a big problem coming up with writers. But is this problem also going to come up with actors next? And going a bit further, there could be some good things that AI is used for, these deep fakes. Will Star Trek use deep fakes on existing characters? What? What the heck is he talking about? You're about to find out. Melissa Longo is here, everybody.
Hi.
There she is. Cool shirt, by the way.
Thank you. It's walking art made by Melissa. So you can get it on the interraterrepublic.com.
I got a little bruise there. My name is Ryan T. Husk, and I'm just wearing a plain shirt because I was like, we're going to have so much cool stuff today. I got to look professional. So when I look professional, I just put on a plain shirt.
That's perfect.
This is dress up day for me. This is how I dress up.
Snazzy.
Okay. Oh, bad news today, everybody. We should start with the bad news, actually. Our good friend, Dr. Muhammad Noor, is not here today. So it's going to be a toughie.
That is bad news.
We're going to miss him.
Oh my God, who's going to read?
I know. That's
We can take
exactly
turns.
it. That's exactly it. All right. Anyway, so let's get into the first thing. Oh, what are you drinking there, Jenny, while I put in our very first poll of the day?
Today I am drinking this is a Cove gut healthy soda with the
Probiotics.
Probiotics, that's it. Yes. Locally
Way
made
better
in
than the
Halifax, Nova
college
Scotia.
biotics.
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Eh?
Naturally flavored and colored.
Wow.
Hmm.
It looks like Orange Crush.
It tastes like Orange Crush. It's delicious.
Oh.
Oh,
Wasn't
and
that a
sugar-free.
Wasn't that a song by REM?
Orange
Orange
Crush?
Crush.
Is
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yes.
Hum a
Yeah.
little bit, please.
So everybody in the live chat,
I don't know.
the poll goes as follows. What do you want to start with? We can discuss the Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover. We can talk about this cool article about which characters we can find possibly in the new Starfleet Academy show. Oh, I put who can be in Starfleet. I meant who can be in Starfleet Academy, the upcoming show. The writers strike bad news. And Star Trek Into Darkness. Now, don't everybody go jumping on Star Trek Into Darkness already. Look, it's still got 0 votes for it. You guys are so rude. Darkness. We should start with Into Darkness just to fight
Just
the
out of
bullying.
spite.
All right. So while they are deciding on that, remember when I put in Starfleet, I meant Starfleet Academy. Sorry about that.
You too can be.
So real quick, while they're deciding on that, oh, Jenny R. Johnson, can you tell everybody what is all that great art behind you?
Oh,
And I don't mean the Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh,
Or Rainbow Bright.
Well, oh gosh, or Rainbow Bright, or the Popple. Well, gosh, you see, folks, I am an artist. I make paintings, and I make paintings of the things that I love, and these are some of the things that I love, like Captain Picard, Cisco. He's buried back there behind that Popple.
Oh
Excuse
yeah,
me. He can live with it. He can live with it. This is, of course, the classic All Good Things poker game. All of these items you can find in my shop at jennyrjohnson.com. Is that enough?
great. Yeah,
Okay.
jennyrjohnson.com. Great. Let's see. Reginald says, "What's up, Ryan T. Husk, Melissa Longo, and Jenny Johnson?" Hashtag Trek Love. Robert Kaiser out in Austria says, "Bah, I've been working hard to forget that movie for many years, and now we wanted to." Robert, we are going to convince you to love this movie, and you're going to watch it over and over again. And when we see you at Star Trek Las Vegas, you're going to be like, "Thank you so much. I have seen the light. All the things I didn't like, I now do like." It's kind of like what they say about when you're first dating somebody and all the weird things that person does are like quirky and cute. But after you've been dating them for a while, those are like the annoying things that you hate the most about them, but in reverse. So the things that you didn't like at first, you're going to love it. I don't know if that works.
That is some dizzying logic.
All right. So as expected, the pollsters, or the poll answerers, Anne-Marie in the live chat, Dr. Anne-Marie says it was commissioned by Matt Boardman. Which one is that?
Wait. What?
Which one was commissioned by Matt Boardman, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel? Let us know in the live chat. Okay. Okay, so where was I? I saw Matt Boardman's name and I freaked out because he designed this cool thing behind us. He's also designing the Cisco Day website. So everybody, when you have a moment, go to www.theciscoday.com, and here it is, the Cisco Day website. You're going to go here. It's going to have all the participants, everybody that's participating. It's going to have the full schedule of the day. We're going to have the Cisco wall. Remember, if there's something you want to say to Mr. Avery Brooks and or the Cisco, just go ahead and email it to theciscoday@gmail.com. That is theciscoday@gmail.com. Make sure you sign it with your name afterwards so we know who to put at the bottom. And keep it under 4 sentences, please. Otherwise, we're going to cut it down to 4 sentences or less, and you're not going to like, we're going to cut off in like in the middle of a sentence. Hopefully not, though. Anyway. All right. Melissa, do you want to start off with this trekmovie.com article? The people have spoken. They want to start with that one.
Okie doke.
All right.
Sounds
So
good.
it goes a little something like this. Oops, no, that's the wrong one. I was going to show you guys the back end of the YouTube thing.
That would have been very exciting.
Yeah.
YouTube's butt.
Here it is. So the title is Watch Star Trek Strange New Worlds promo with first glimpse of Lower Decks crossover updated. That's the key.
I don't know why they removed the video. Am I reading?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Okay. Yes. The second season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds arrives in just under a month, and one of the most anticipated episodes will feature a crossover with Star Trek Lower Decks. A new promo gives us our first glimpse. Mariner and Boimler beam in. The first look at the crossover comes via Crave, which streams all the Star Trek shows in Canada. Jenny should be reading this. They released a very brief teaser that features 2 Lower Decks characters on Strange New Worlds.
And that video, okay, go ahead. Let's play that
Has
now.
been removed.
Whoopsie daisy.
There was an update at the top that said the video has been removed.
It's video unavailable. Oh yeah, up the top of this says update. Crave has removed the videos from YouTube without explanation. You can read our original report below. First of all, how many Canadians do we have in the audience besides Jenny R. Johnson? We know our good buddy Ryan Galloway is Canadian. We know our good friend One Trek fan Lisa is Canadian. Dennis Koch out there somewhere is Canadian. I feel like he's more in the middle of the country. I don't mean north-south middle. I mean east-west middle. Nobody's north-south middle.
Nobody's, yeah.
Right? There's no north.
Packed down along the border.
Lisa Mackey too.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Lisa Mackey. She's in Montreal as well. Good knowledge. Matt Boardman says, does it count that I'm half Canadian? It'll have to do. Anyway, so yeah, the Crave TV had this trailer come out, this teaser, first thing in the morning. Everybody went nuts for it. And then they took it down. The only thing I can assume, and I think that most people would assume, is that maybe they weren't supposed to release that just yet. Yeah. Oops. So I think it's really cool that that some people that wrote these articles took them down out of respect for Paramount. And I think that's cool that to have a good relationship, because the people at Paramount have been very good to a lot of people, a lot of media outlets, ourselves included, a lot of podcasters, a lot of people, and they're bringing us a lot of good stuff. So sometimes, look, by the letter of the law, right? The news can be like, hey, it got leaked. It's news, whatever. What do you got? What do you want to fight about it or whatever? But at the same time, if they're good to us, why not be good to them? I think is what people are saying there.
Yeah.
But here's the video. Check it out. Everybody in the live chat, let us know what you think about that, and let us know if you know of any articles that went up that got taken down out of respect for Paramount Plus and Paramount, because they're good people. But we could read a bit more about it. Let me see. Without the video or without the screenshot, and it goes a little something like this, right, Melissa Longo? Here, we'll pull that up if you'd like to.
Right, Ryan T. Husk.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's skip that one. That's a little bit. I'll just read a little bit of that, actually. Sorry.
Okay.
Because if it describes the thing, it's the same as seeing it. But basically, the crossover episode was directed by TNG vet Jonathan Frakes, who recently told Trek Movie it is a flat out comic episode. Love to hear that. Time Travel Attack. Crave actually released 2 promos. The second shows the Enterprise flying over. Oh, wait, this one was removed too. If it's removed, we probably should just leave it alone. Okay.
Bunch of pirates up here.
Let's fast forward. That one we know that was released by Paramount Plus. So let's just take a quick look at this Strange New Worlds trailer that was released by Paramount Plus online. And it goes a little something like this. We'll keep the sound off. But a lot of people are getting really excited about Carol Kane, I think her name is.
Yep.
I always want to say Carol King, bless her.
I know. I love her. I love them both.
Exactly.
Yeah, but do you feel the earth move when Carol Kane acts?
Well, yeah, she makes me feel like a natural woman. I don't know. That's the first song that popped into my head.
It's not the right.
So actually, there was a great picture of her and Christopher Lloyd and Tony Danza and Judd Hirsch all together having lunch somewhere in New York. It's just the cutest. Aww. It's the cutest picture. It's just so nice. Little taxi friends.
Aww.
That's adorable.
I know.
Lastly, this article, before we close the door on this article, very informational. It says season 2 of Strange New Worlds will premiere Thursday, June 15th on Paramount Plus in the US, the UK, Australia, Latin America, Brazil, France, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. Robert Kaiser. Second season, right? The second season will also be available to stream on Paramount Plus in South Korea, with premiere dates to be announced at a later date. Following the premiere, new episodes of the 10-episode season will drop weekly on Thursdays. Strange New Worlds airs on Bell Media's CTV Sci-Fi channel and streams on Crave in Canada and on Sky Showtime in the Nordics, the Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, and Central and Eastern Europe. Are the Nordics, is that Scandinavia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like those Finland,
Sweden,
Norway. Yeah.
But there are 5 Scandinavian countries, and I'm not sure if they're all 5 Nordic.
Oh. Well, Nordic are like north, right? Like I don't know why this is north, but north.
Okay, so Google says the Nordic countries are Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, the autonomous territories of the Faroe Islands, and Greenland. And the autonomous region of Åland, don't know that one, but Faroe Islands and Greenland, everybody knows, actually belong to Denmark. They are part of the Denmark Empire, the Danish Empire. So yeah, so it's basically Scandinavia plus those other little bits. All right, we got to move on. That's only interesting to me.
We love geography. Geography's good.
Greenland is fun to fly over. It's so pretty.
Ooh, I bet. Cool. That's awesome.
Lots of ice.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Robert Kaiser says, yes, the Nordics pretty much Scandinavia. Yeah. All Scandinavia, then plus like those extra territories of Denmark, it seems. Anyway, so here's something. The bad news when it comes to the writer's strike. And this comes from somebody that knows nothing about anything at all. That's me. However, in my opinion, I've always thought that the most important thing in negotiations, if you know what it is in the live chat, type it out. But for me, I've always thought the most important thing in negotiations is the willingness or ability to walk away, right? That's rule number one. If one party is willing or able to walk away and the other is not, then it's going to be a clear winner there. So, in this case, the studios have the ability to walk away because they have other stuff. It's not all scripted. They have game shows, they have reality TV, they have, America's Got Talent and The Voice and those kind of things, right? So what that means is they can say, all right, we can walk away. We can survive without scripted television for XYZ amount of time. I don't know. And I'm worried that they're going to lean on that. They're going to say, all right, you guys strike as long as you want. We got other stuff we can have on our shows. Whereas, so they have the ability to walk away. The writers do not have that ability to walk away. They can't just say, all right, fine. Well, I'm going to go take up my tractor job or whatever, for 6 months. And we're getting our first piece of evidence of this. Looks like this came out today. Yep. Here it comes. This is from the Hollywood Reporter.com. It says ABC unveils strike-proof fall 2023 schedule. The return of Dancing with the Stars and an aged-up Bachelor spinoff, weird, will be part of a nearly all unscripted lineup at the network. And it goes into that. Actually, Melissa, do you want to read just a little bit of this?
Yeah. ABC is leaning all the way into its unscripted roster with a fall schedule that, amid uncertainty about production during the writer's strike, features no new scripted shows. The schedule is the most strike-proof of the three announced by broadcast networks during the upfronts. CBS presented a mostly business as usual lineup, and NBC showed a slate with a mix of unscripted shows and already filmed scripted series, but also still some shows that can't move ahead until the strike ends. Fox, as it did last year, is holding off on announcing a fall lineup.
Yeah. So, again, who knows? I sure don't. But it sounds like, what do the studios care about? Money? Is there?
Money.
I mean, I feel like that's the whole thing. I feel like that's the whole thing with them. That's the beginning, middle, and end. Is just the bottom line is money. And if they look at it where they say, "Hey, we've got a backup plan, all these other shows," then what's forcing them to negotiate? Not much right now, which is probably why they've walked away.
But how enticing is that fall lineup going to be for the unforeseeable future? I mean, to me, that looks like a pretty crappy lineup. I'm not interested in watching anything on that roster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same
here.
Not a
but
thing.
I don't watch ABC anyway either, so it doesn't. Has no effect on me.
Yeah.
I mean, you see things like The Bachelor on it, and I mean, they're probably looking at a network like Bravo that has wall-to-wall reality TV and huge viewership, and they're like, we can do that, no problem. People don't care what they watch. They just want to be mildly entertained. I mean, I don't like that. But I'm sure there's some guy in a suit somewhere, saying that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but people still like the network television shows like Law and Order SVU that's been on for nearly 20 years, NCIS and all of
that's true.
All of those have huge viewerships.
You're right.
And they wouldn't have lasted as long as they had if they didn't have that viewership. And so, you know, you're going to alienate a huge portion of the population by just having a lineup of reality television shows and game shows. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll go garden.
Yeah. Let's rediscover books.
Right.
Well, our buddy Back of the Head in the live chat, that's John Orchiola of Screen Rant, says, I haven't watched a show on any of the 4 broadcast networks in years. Yeah, same. But I feel like it's been like 30 years. but I mean, again, we have no idea. I certainly don't know, but you would assume that if all they care about is money, they know they can probably guess how much this is going to affect their bottom line. And if they feel like they can do this is for fall already.
Sure.
Then it's
maybe it'll work for fall, but how long will it work? I mean, it feels like a Band-Aid, a quick fix. It doesn't seem like a long-term solution to, you know, good television.
Yeah.
Right. But even if it goes through fall, that's 6 months. I don't want to go 6 months.
I know.
I don't want, you know, even if they're saying like, all right, we'll just give it 6 months. I'm like, whoa, dude. Whoa.
Yeah.
That is way too long.
Yeah.
People need jobs and we need stuff to look at.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if it starts stretching out into that length of time, you've got other unions that are going to be getting involved. Like there's just, you know, you're not gonna like IATSE is like that's a whole other union that's going to be devastated by 6 months worth of no work, not to mention the Screen Actors Guild, not to mention, you know,
Directors Guild.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely like, it's a gamble on the studio's part, or sorry, on the network's part, but it's so cynical. Ugh. You know, like it's just such a.
I guess what I'm looking at though, and again, this is just purely from a negotiation standpoint. If the studios, you know, put up this crap, you know, to me it seems like crap.
Yeah.
For no offense to people that love that kind of stuff. But let's say they get a 10 or 20 or 30% drop off in viewership overall. That's not as bad as a 100% drop off in money that the writers are getting. And so they're getting this little drop off for X amount of months. The writers are getting 100% drop off end, as far as I know. So that's why it feels like the studios are in just a much better position to negotiate.
Well, until the crew unions get involved, because that affects not just
all the shows.
Yeah, that affects reality television too.
Yeah.
But everybody's contracts are coming up, and so the producers do have to negotiate. And I see what you're saying, that they can walk away and say no, but until they have no crew left, no grips holding anything up, no boom operators and cameramen, then, you know, it's.
It's and it's crazy too, because I mean this. You know, I mean, the streaming platforms, it's weird, it's different, because I mean, yes, they have, I don't know, because all of these studios have these backlogs of content that they're just sitting on, you know, which is good for them, because if they find themselves
for now,
you know,
but then 2024 is going to be a desert.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway, that's a bit of a downer. It just kind of starts to reinforce, things that I was kind of worried about, that, negotiating power. And we've all been in negotiations. And I'll tell you, the negotiations that went best for me were the ones where I was like, nah. And then they go give me a higher offer. And I'm like, nah. And then they give me a higher, but that's just how life works, And so if you can always have a backup plan so that you're not the one negotiating out of desperation. And so I would hope that the writers have some kind of backup plan just on a personal level, whether it's a painting job or whether they're reading scripts for pay or whether they are building their website and selling their cool shirt designs or whatever it is, so that they can wait it out if they have to, so that they don't get screwed out in a negotiation and they're not just saying yes out of desperation, Well, that would be sad.
But the thing is with artists in general, actors, writers, directors, that these jobs aren't a sure thing anyway. So there's usually a backup plan to help bring in income. So because, our jobs aren't guaranteed. Yeah. So, it's gig based. So there is always a backup plan or a contingency plan of, okay, so what if I'm not working here today?
Right.
Our good friend Rose Kirby out in Derby in the UK with the quote of the week says, "I think it's a very sad world when people don't get paid a decent wage for the brilliant work they do." She gets it.
She does get it.
All right. So let's move on. I'm sure we could talk about that forever, but it's only peripherally connected with Star Trek. It's not completely Star Trek news. Let's move on to something else that is also very interesting. This is from our friends over at Trek Central. This article says, let's pull it up, shall we? The title of the article is, which Star Trek characters could appear in the Starfleet Academy series? This is so exciting. I have not read any of this yet, but it's got Tilley and it's got O'Brien in the image. So that's a guess as to two of the people we could see. Melissa, would you like to read this one for us? Thank you.
Following up for what was clearly a successful backdoor pilot, Star Trek Discovery's Season 4, Episode 3, All Is Possible. We've recently had the official announcement that a Star Trek Academy show is heading into production. Of course, it's not been outright said what that this is a series set in the 23rd century. But if it is, which Star Trek characters could appear in the Academy series? So, with a new show in the 32nd century on the way, what does this mean for the diverse and numerous cast members of the Star Trek franchise? What surprise guests or
I thought you just revealed yourself to be a Cylon for a second there.
Yeah, sometimes my brain is like a Cylon. What surprise guests or reoccurring cast members could we have in store? You can find our thoughts below, but please let us know who you want to see in our social media comments. However, the wording on the announcement post stating that the campus will be reopened for the first time in over a century would seem to imply that this is the case given that this line would seem to directly reference the reopening of the Academy mentioned in Discovery Season 4 premiere. Bitter.
Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, and it's got a picture of Michael Burnham and Saru. That's kind of a red herring because I don't think. I mean, I guess it's possible we might get a cameo by one of them or two of them, but they certainly won't be. I can't imagine they would be, main cast, right?
That doesn't make much sense.
No.
Then when we scroll down a bit, okay, that makes a little more sense. It says Sylvia Tilley. Given that she left the crew of the USS Discovery in season 4 to start teaching at the Academy, Tilley's inclusion in the new Academy's show's principal cast should be a given. In Discovery season 1's Context is for Kings, it was established that in the 23rd century at least, she was one of the best theoretical engineers in the Academy. This resulted in her own Academy experience being fast-tracked. Would we see her heading up this class or taking on a more of an away team leading role as seen in All Is Possible? Only those planning the Academy show know now. Still, Wiseman seems to have been keeping her acting schedule open for the move to production, with her only confirmed upcoming credits being in Discovery's final season and a TV miniseries. Wasn't she doing some theater though recently?
She was, and that's finished, but that doesn't mean she couldn't do more.
But that is interesting to know if she's keeping her schedule open. I mean, there's no way that Tilley's not going to be in the Starfleet Academy show, right?
Well,
I mean,
they kind of put it out there, like they said earlier in the article. They already put it out there that that's where she was going.
Right. Yeah, it seems kind of. It would be weird if it was a 32nd century Starfleet Academy show and they were like, Tilley? Who's Tilley? We don't know. Like,
well, that's where they are now.
Yeah.
What would be weirder if we had a Starfleet Academy series and Tilley was nowhere to be found, or if we had the Section 31 film come out and there's no Georgiou at all? They're just like, I don't know. Maybe she's on a picture on a wall somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
Marani says, what's up, Marani? Good to see you. Says, put Vance in it. I don't care how.
I like Vance too.
Yeah.
You can Vance if you want to.
I was waiting for that. Need a head bop.
Let's see. Oh, and there's a picture of Sylvia Tilley. It includes a picture of her.
There she is.
She's judging somebody. She's saying, I'm going to be the head of Starfleet Academy soon. You just watch.
That's right.
Oh, this is interesting.
Ooh.
Noah Averbach Katz as ... The writer says, yes, I know, should say Ryan, but it says Rin. Yes, Rin. I know Rin met an unfortunate demise in Star Trek Discovery. But given that he was under heavy makeup, I see no reason he couldn't return to another role. The fact that he is married to Mary Wiseman also increases his chances of reappearing. This is because many productions still work with full or partial COVID restrictions, making it easier to hire somebody that the actors are already in close contact with, as it reduces infection vectors. Very smart. Star Trek is no stranger to the same actor playing many Star Trek characters. We all know that. Our good friends Jeffrey Combs and David Benjamin Tomlinson, Vaughn Armstrong as well.
Although I will say that the restrictions for COVID and the COVID protocol have officially ended in May.
For
production,
right.
So it continues. As for roles that he could play, the world really is his oyster here. Will this Andorian be given the opportunity to put on as many prosthetics as the legendary Jeffrey Combs? It'd certainly be an entertaining in-joke to see him appear as a Vorta, Ferengi, or evil computer. Given his experience as the dungeon master for Disco Does D&D, there's also the chance that he may appear in a writing role behind the scenes to use his other talents. Wow, this is a very knowledgeable writer. Who wrote this? Let's give this person
Well,
some credit.
Yeah.
James Amy. Good job, James Amy.
Yay. It would be really weird to see him as a Ferengi, I have to say.
Yes.
He's so
Why?
tall. He's so tall.
Well,
Ferengi basketball champion.
if you'll recall, Andorians are short as well.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
I feel like
He'd be more like a
Ferengi
My
are-
Hardu or something, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever alien that is.
yeah,
That would be so cool.
that would be really cool.
Or a Nausicaan.
Yes. Play Dom Jot.
Play dump shot, human.
Human.
Great episode.
It's so good.
Yes.
All right. So it continues. This is a fun one. Oh boy. Marani, I think you might enjoy this next one.
Ooh.
It continues. Admiral Charles Vance, aka the Admiral. As the commander-in-chief of Starfleet in the 32nd century and fan favorite Admiral, I'm confident that Oded Fair will appear during the Starfleet Academy show's run. After all, they will need somebody to give them a stern telling off when the inevitable drama of the season reaches a climax. Vance has established himself as a fan favorite in the vast array of Star Trek characters. We also saw him bond with Tilley during what they thought was their final moments in Discovery's season 4 finale. It'd be great to see this develop further into a mentor-mentee relationship, giving Tilley's character some much-needed grounding in the 32nd century after Discovery seemed to struggle to place her in a permanent role following their time jump.
Mm. Mhm.
These are some active ads. I need to get one of those pop-up ad blockers because I keep looking at them instead of reading. And I'm like,
I
it's
know.
like a,
They're so distracting.
but they're good ads. This is like a Paramount streaming commercial. I'm like, these guys get it. This is good advertising, you know?
Well, there's Boiler and there's Mariner and they're walking
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
Oh, wait, I'm reading. Wait, I'm reading.
And it shows a
Focus,
picture
focus.
of
Back to
Admiral
Admiral
Vance.
Zaddy.
Yay, Vance. Woo.
All right. Is there more to this? Oh, I think I know who these weird names are. So it continues. Taz Gorev, Val Sasha, and Harold.
Oh.
Introduced to us as a collection of cadets struggling to get along and all is possible, these three cadets made amends by the end of the episode and worked together to the point that Tilley even recommended them to work on a Starship crew. While their recommendation for service would seem to discount these three particular characters from returning as cadets within the Academy show, I believe that the line was vague enough that they definitely could, perhaps as a more senior class. After all, at the time of the episode, the Starfleet Academy had only been open a few weeks or months at most.
Oh, so that is a hint. They did give us a huge hint
Yeah.
that it's most likely going to be set in the 32nd century.
Yes, it's got to be, because they said it hadn't been open for centuries.
Exactly.
And we know that
Right.
doesn't exist. There isn't that gap
Right.
up to the 25th century.
Mhm.
There they are. That must have been, what were their names? Taz, Gorev, Val, Sasha, and Haral.
Hmm.
They were cool.
They were.
Yeah.
I like that episode.
Wow, there's
It was
even
fun.
more.
Oh,
There's more.
Well, and remember, this is all basically going to have to be characters from Discovery, right?
Right.
mhm. Unless you get a time traveler in there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what they might do?
Hmm.
They can have any of the legacy characters like Miles O'Brien or somebody like that. Just, it's a holodeck
Mhm.
professor.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
Like
it's
they-
700, 800 years into the future for them.
Yeah, like they did with Quark in when the DS9 crew landed on that planet and were stranded there, and Quark was the teacher.
Oh, right.
Good knowledge.
Right. Ooh.
All right, so it continues.
Or like hologram Janeway.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It continues with Adira, a female Adira.
Oh my God.
It's Adira, introduced in Discovery Season 3 as the latest host of the Tal symbiont. Adira could bring a lot to...
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
as the latest host, Adira wasn't the host of the symbiont. What?
Yeah.
Wait, who was?
Yeah, Adira is the human, but has the symbiont.
Right, and they have Gray's
Right.
memories.
Yes. Because Gray got it.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much. Adira could bring a lot to a new Academy show. As established in All Is Possible, one of Tal's previous hosts was an instructor there. This could be used to create a running theme of back and forth conflict as Adira is torn between the realities of the Academy in the present day and the habits of their past lives. Okay. And there is our pal, Adira Tal.
Yeah.
Michael Burnham. What? One of the most likely Star Trek characters to appear is Captain Michael Burnham.
Really?
While Burnham would be unlikely to appear in an extended capacity, an appearance from her in the show's pilot would be a wonderful way to reignite the old Star Trek tradition. The tradition of having an actor from a previous show appears to hand over the reins.
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, we kind of expected that for Discovery because we had McCoy in the Next Generation first episode. We had Picard in the Deep Space Nine first episode. We had Quark in the first Voyager episode. Did we have one in the first Enterprise episode? I don't think so.
Was it Sarah?
No, but we had like a Klingon was like the first, the first thing we saw in Enterprise was a Klingon. So it was at least this is the past, but this is something kind of thing.
I thought it was a Vulcan who was walking the Enterprise crew.
That was Soval or Saval.
Yeah, right from the start. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Uh-oh. Colin says, called it, Ryan, but I don't know what he called. Damn it. Tell us what it is so you can get the credit you deserve. Yeah. Definitely. All right, let's see. Looks like there's more here, and this is a lot of fun. It continues with Miles Edward O'Brien.
Yes. Most important person in Starfleet.
The writer continues. That's true. Clearly. The writer continues, okay, I'm going a bit further afield for this one.
Nice.
As depicted in Star Trek Lower Decks, Temporal Edict, in the far future, Miles O'Brien, Colomini, is considered perhaps, get that perhaps out of there, the most important person in Starfleet history. Combine this legendary status with Discovery's programmable matter and or Trek's more general holo technology, and we can organically work with a canonically established previous Academy professor. But this method could also be used to bring back other characters from Trek's extensive canon. This could be for guest appearances as either a professor or as part of a simulation, which in its own right could be a fun way to revisit previous episodes of storylines. All I know is that the possibilities are endless.
That's pretty cool.
True that.
That's it. All right.
But I feel like because the time travel door has been opened so many times in Star Trek that anything is possible.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where it takes place, that we could see anybody in any timeline, really.
I like that. I mean, look at right behind you, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that definitely, that's cool.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I think they're going to be holodeck professors. I think they might even have an actual series regular that, because otherwise they're completely beholden to Discovery alone for any sort of bridging characters or legacy characters. And which is fine. There's a ton of Discovery characters from which to choose. But, you know, look, Prodigy has Hollow Janeway, you know, and that's really cool.
Yep.
So what if there was a Miles O'Brien? What if there's a Boothby? I think it would be so cool if they have a Hollow Boothby that's just there. And they're like, oh, what's he doing over there? And somebody just says, oh, it's just part of the ambiance. It's a hologram. And, you know, there's the groundskeeper, you know, and we named him Boothby, and it looks like this guy, and he just goes around and mows the lawn.
So great.
I love it.
Yeah. Or a descendant of Boothby.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, good point. He's just there to like yell at them for stepping on his flowers. And, yo, kids.
Colin says Boothby would be a deep fake. The actor died. Yes, exactly that. J.R. Poole says Hollow Brian.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. So taking out deep fakes, you know, characters that are just CGI created. Everybody in the live chat, let us know what characters, other than the ones already mentioned, would you see reprise? Would you like to see Colomini as OBrien? Would you like to see Travis Mayweather as their flight simulator coach?
That would
How cool
be
would that
awesome. Yes. More Travis. Always more Travis.
And then we'd get more of a storyline because he'd be, you know, 20 years older. So they could say, you know, this is Admiral Travis Mayweather or something like that. And I'm your flight simulator coach or whatever. And then that would we get more.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see like how they show the Academy experience, you know, because we've gotten such little information. Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it's so vague, you know, it's like, you know, Picard talks about running track and, you know, they talk about, oh, my, you know, warp field seminars. And it's just like, it's really interesting. Like if you start actually thinking about what is it like to go to the Academy.
Right. I know Aaron wanted to dive into that.
Yeah.
To see Nog's experience at the Academy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Like really, I feel like we missed out there. Definitely. Like big time.
I mean, we got little snippets here and there, but mostly from him beaming into Cisco's.
Yes.
So let's see. The live chat says Just Rosie 5 says definitely OBrien. Bob D says Boothby on a Roomba. The Trek reviewer says clocks. J.R. Poole gets it. He says, "Aw, Travis."
Yeah.
Chris Marshall says, "I just want to see Colomini, period."
Just in a walk on.
Oh, Chuck A, you are so right. Jake Cisco teaching journalism.
Of course.
Yes.
That seems.
Oh.
Yes. Of course.
That would be the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
Jake Cisco needs a show.
I know.
Wait a minute. I was just like, wait a minute. Would that be the end of the 7th rule? He'd be like, too busy, bro. Sorry, I got real Star Trek to do.
No.
Never.
We sure as shit would be happy for him. Chris Marshall says, Jake Cisco is the whole reason I became a writer. I'd love to see that.
That's amazing.
I love that.
And the Trek reviewer says we could see Wesley Crusher. Yes.
Yes.
He would be a great,
Yes.
and you know, Will Wheaton would love to appear as like
Oh yeah.
a hollow professor,
Mhm.
right? Teaching theoretical physics or whatever his genius brain is doing at a later age.
He's traveling.
He is traveling.
All of time and space.
Exactly.
He could literally just show up.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
not
Maybe
even-
that's what he does as the traveler.
Yeah.
He goes around and just hands out AAA maps for people that are lost.
Hands out cheat sheets for academy exams.
You remember those AAA maps? That used to be so fun to walk into AAA. It felt like I was a kid in a candy store. I was like, wow, can I have this one? They're like, any map you want. Okay. Can I have this one too? Yes, they're all available to you. Even this one? Yes, all of them. Can I also have these? Yes, all. Kept gathering them up. Are you planning on going to Utah? I don't know. But I want
Now
that map.
Can. Exactly.
Nah, I always feel chuffed when I can read a map without the GPS guiding me. I'm like, take that. I got this. I got this. I love being able to read a map.
Chuck A with a great suggestion. He says Tasha Yar teaching security. I would love to see the people that we didn't see enough of like that, like Tasha Yar teaching security, like Travis Mayweather. We saw him plenty, but we didn't get as much of his development as I would have liked personally.
Hoshi.
Same.
Hoshi too. She could teach nagging 101.
Brian.
You got it. Just like no, but she was great. You know, she could teach botany, right? That's what she was, botanist.
Hoshi, no. She's a linguist.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of Keiko. Oh, Hoshi, of course.
Oh my god.
But no. Keiko could teach botany.
Yes. Keiko could teach botany. Hoshi would be fantastic. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The ultimate universal translator. Gosh.
What we don't need though, personally, is people that we saw plenty of. I mean, I'd be happy to see it, but I want to see the characters. And I've often said, like you mentioned, Hoshi, Travis and Hoshi, I felt like were the most underutilized.
Oh yeah.
Really cool and interesting characters. I feel like those two in all of Star Trek were the two that we got ripped off the most for not getting to know more about them.
Yeah.
I agree. Because they definitely had very interesting beginnings. And I mean,
potential.
I would love to see where Travis grew up. And because he was born off world, and how amazing is that?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a side of Starfleet and this universe that we haven't really explored before.
Yeah,
we're kind of getting that in Prodigy right now, but not people in the Federation sphere, and being born off world. How cool is that? And then
guys, all is well in the world. Dr. Muhammad Noor is in the live chat, everybody.
Yay!
What a relief. So our good friend Matt Boardman reminds everybody, by the way, he designed the thumbnail for this video. It's right behind Melissa Longo there, thanks to the Matt Boardman. He says, if you're watching and haven't had a chance to yet, please hit that like button and show your support. He also says, remember, victory is like.
Yes.
Faith House says, I want to see loss. Okay, that's J.G. Hertzler, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
That would be cool.
It was? Yeah.
All right.
I always wondered where Loss went.
Yeah.
He got lost.
And if he was infected by the virus, that
Exactly.
The Trek reviewer says Argyle. Yes, we need more Argyle.
He would agree.
he would agree.
Yeah. Good knowledge, Jenny R. That's some legit knowledge.
Yes.
Jenny, do you prefer to be called Jenny R? Like Stephen A. Smith, Matt Boardman in the live chat knows Stephen A. Smith. He was a basketball player, and I think he used to just go by Steve Smith or Steve Smith when he played basketball. But now that he's a commentator on ESPN, he goes by Stephen A. Smith. And people aren't allowed to call him Stephen. They have to call him Stephen A. So they go, what do you think, Stephen A? What do you think?
That's funny.
So Jenny, you should do the same thing. You're like, it's Jenny R.
It's funny, actually, because the whole time that I was teaching kids in China online, that was something I used to do. I taught English online for like 5 years. And to differentiate the teachers, they used our middle initials. So all of the kids were like, Teacher Jenny R. But generally speaking, you can just call me Jenny. It's cool. Although I do very much like Ryan T. Has calling me Jenny R. Johnson. That's like.
You guys have to call me Ryan T, please.
Okay, Ryan T.
Yeah. Let's see. Everybody in the live chat, give us your middle initial.
Nice.
If you have one. Sirach Lofton does not have a middle name. But he doesn't need one. How many people are named Sirach? Anyway.
That's true.
All right, let's move forward. That was a fun article. Good job, Trek Central.
Had a nice chat with the other Jenny Johnson on Twitter the other day, talking about our middle names and how we,
Is she an R as well?
No, she's not. She's an A.
Ooh.
Her handle is Jenny Johnson High Five. She's a writer.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. The people you meet on Twitter, you know?
So up next, this is from a website called StarTrek.com.
Ooh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, me too. It sounds familiar.
This one, this is from today. It says Star Trek Into Darkness, 10 years later. Remember how hard they tried to convince us that it wasn't Khan when we were like, yeah. But it's Khan. Right? It's the whitest fucking Khan I've ever seen, but it's Khan. So it reads, Melissa, would you like to read this one for us?
Okie doke. On May 16th, 2013, Star Trek Into Darkness warped onto the theater screens across the globe. When the crew of the Enterprise is called back home, they find an unstoppable force of terror from within their own organization has detonated the fleet and everything it stands for, leaving our world in a state of crisis. With a personal score to settle, Captain Kirk leads a manhunt to a war zone world to capture a one-man weapon of mass destruction. Today, we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the explosive action thriller, the second film set in the Kelvin universe. Relive the iconic moments from this film and share your favorite scenes with us on social.
Good old social. That's it. Oh, pictures.
It's a shorty. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody at home, oh, wait a second. No, wait, we're not done with this article. Everybody just listening in, we're about to look at a few pictures. So sorry, but these look great. Look at these. Look at that.
Ooh, I remember them.
Actually, one of the guys that was part of Starfleet headquarters people with me when I was in it, he was one of these white painted guys as well. And he said that for like a week or two, they put him through training on how to move around, which seemed like a lot because we didn't really notice them moving differently. Okay, there's just a peril. Okay, here we go. So a lot of this was shot at the Getty Center in LA. This might have been one of those.
I do like their uniforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in that uniform. Snazzy. I was in that thing.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
And look at how gorgeous this looks. Right now, there are a few people in the live chat going, yeah, and other people are going like, I hate this movie, damn it. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember thinking it was going to be really good based on what I saw, because like I said, I acted in it for a few days and I got to see all these different scenes and all that. So I kind of pieced together all these scenes, and I, heard J.J. Abrams talking about, there's gonna be explosions here and doing all this and that stuff. And I was like, well, this movie is going to be awesome. And then it was awesome. I don't know. What did you guys think about Into Darkness? Did you love it?
To be honest, there's much of it I don't remember.
That's a legitimate. Yeah, I've seen it once. I think. I'm pretty sure. Same. Yeah. So, yeah. And then over the years, twice. Yeah. Over the years, I've like certain scenes have, I've sort of been reminded of them, but a lot of it. Let's put it this way. I haven't.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I haven't been compelled to go back to watch it again.
Yeah. Yes, I remember them.
Yeah.
I thought they were cool looking.
That was cool. I like that.
And I liked the scene between the Klingons and Uhura.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember.
Do you know that
for the most part,
the one actor, I can't, his name is failing me right now, but he played Cupcake. Remember Cupcake, the red shirt Cupcake?
Oh, right. And his name is on the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
Anyway, he died like 3 times. Like in every movie, he was killed, but they kept cutting out the scene.
Oh.
And so they like, he was supposed to die in the first movie, but then they cut out the scene. And they were supposed to like die in the second movie, and they cut out the scene again. So they brought him back again, and that's
awesome.
I think it was in the third movie they cut out all of his scenes.
Yeah.
like the whole thing. And he didn't know until he went to the premiere.
Oh no.
Jason Matthew Smith, I think is his name. Jason Matthew Smith.
So he was on Virtual TrekCon.
Yes.
One of them.
Oh,
yeah, good guy.
Right, yes. And he's just waiting. He's waiting for Star Trek 4.
I'm waiting for my death scene.
Please. You owe me that much.
He's not done yet.
I'm not
Unless
dead
there
yet.
is no 4.
I feel like these movies are going to age well, though. I remember when I first saw them, I was like, well, this is different than the Star Trek I'm used to, for good and for bad. But now that we've seen Star Trek get even further from the source material in like look and feel, now I look back at these and I go, actually, these are pretty darn good. These are really close to the Star Trek I remember. They have the sounds of Star Trek on the bridge. They've got, I don't know, just very much Star Trek. It's been really cool over the years talking to people like especially when like when I go to conventions and stuff like that, about people who that was their introduction to Star Trek. And that that those movies are their Star Trek, and that's cool. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great.
Yeah.
Everyone should have their Star Trek, and
exactly.
It doesn't matter where that source comes from.
Yeah. And I mean, to introduce a kid to Star Trek, through the original series now may be challenging. So, you know, you need different avenues. I think it's cool.
Right. We got Prodigy for those little stinkers.
That's true. That's true. One thing I loved when Picard was starting, when we were all so hyped about Picard, and then the Discovery people were all like, Picard? When's Discovery coming back? Like, it was just, I love something for everyone.
Yeah.
Ryan, sorry.
Oh, no, not at all. Dr. Muhammad Noor in the live chat says Cupcake equals Kenny from South Park.
I love that.
They should just keep killing him.
Yeah.
It's hysterical.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, they killed Cupcake. That's what Anne Marie says.
Nice.
She also says, I totally agree. I think they're aging well. So everybody go back and watch. Yeah, especially maybe the 2009 one.
Yeah.
I felt like I thought it was a little peculiar that a cadet became a captain of a ship just because the captain first officer died. I'm like, look, I get it, but I'm sure there are other lieutenants you can scrape up somewhere in the ship that probably will, have seniority over this cadet. They're like, there's 300 people on the ship, but we got to turn to these cadets. That's all we got. No, you guys, there's some lieutenants around. There's some stuff.
They got some good ideas, these guys.
This sounds officially like Valiant.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Valiant was done on purpose.
I know,
but yeah, that's true. Yeah. Storyline.
Yeah.
Muhammad also says the first 5 minutes of the first JJ movie are gold. I agree. I think that's the best part of all three movies, was that first 5 or 10 minutes of the first movie.
Where things are exploding.
Isn't it when he's on the motorcycle?
Oh.
Right in the beginning.
That's right after, actually. Yeah. No, that first little 5 to 8 minute
with the
Kelvin,
right,
and
part.
with Thor,
yes.
and with Captain Rabao, played by Ferran Tahir, who's freaking brilliant. Shout out to Ferran Tahir for being an amazing actor and playing Captain Rabao for us. I want to see him back in the Star Trek universe.
Yeah. There was, I'm pretty sure there was exploding, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. There's a lot of exploding.
No, there was
Sorry,
definitely exploding. No, you're right.
I forgot about the whole Kelvin part. Yeah, I was like, it was really cool when he was on the motorcycle. That was nice. But yeah,
are you remembering this right?
Yeah, there was explosions.
I don't know anymore.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I know.
Check this out. So this is our Captain Rabao here.
Yes.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I wish new Star Trek would have more crossover from the JJ films. Like, they've got crossover from everything except that. We're not seeing any of the aliens that were introduced in the JJ movies in any of the new stuff. Even shows like Lower Decks are addressing all of the movies. First Contact, the one with whales, all this stuff, but they don't do the JJ movies. Am I missing something?
Lower Decks, Riker's first officer on the Titan, I think, is one of the stripy face.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
From
Beyond?
Yeah, from Beyond, I think. I think. And then didn't they said something in Lower Decks about other universe, that they made some direct reference to like the other movies basically at one point. But in terms of actually like bringing all of that together, there's this whole other part of the universe that's missing. I just keep talking.
That's what we do.
You can stop me. It's okay.
We don't want to stop you. We love hearing you. I'm reading the live chat. They're talking about Beastie Boys. We don't need to talk about the Beastie. Look, I I love the Beastie Boys as much as the next fellow, but I was like, do we really need the Beastie Boys again? And when they played them like again, I was like,
yeah, new.
Oh, Faith Howell asks about me in Into Darkness. I was in all of like the Starfleet headquarters scenes, and you could actually see me a lot more, apparently, and this happened also in the 2009 movie that I was in as well. You could see me much more in the theaters because they would shoot everything with two cameras. They would shoot with like the IMAX camera and whatever the regular 2 DVD or Blu-ray or whatever camera. So they'd have these two cameras next to each other and they would shoot both. And so in certain scenes in the theater, you could see something great and I could see myself doing all these things or whatever. And then in that exact same scene on like the DVD or whatever's, online, it's gone or very little. So it's kind of interesting, like how much more these other cameras would pick up. Matt Boardman in the live chat would know more about this than I would. That's just what I know from being on set is they would shoot everything with two cameras basically next to each other. And then one was for like the theaters and one was for everything else. And so when I would see something in the theater, I was like, whoa, that's all this and that. And I'd wait to see it online and it was not there.
That's so sad.
Or much less, much less of like in that first movie in the theaters, you see Ryan, right? In the online version, you see Ryan's butt. And like the back or like, it's like back of the head, like John Orchiola.
Nice. It's like in the old days, you used to get the DVD with like the regular version and then the theatrical release version.
Yeah. I was gonna go back and watch these movies to say, where's Ryan?
Yeah.
Where's Ryan? This is why I was gonna watch them.
Well,
it's the main reason.
I've got a few screenshots here. Like if you
Nice.
recall when Spock and Kirk are talking about a 5-year mission and all that stuff. I'm all over the place on that one, which is pretty fun. And the camera follows around there. Then, here's a fun one. When Kirk and Spock are going in a turbo, this is so funny that I have some of these. There's some people from like Memory Alpha that were sending these or something like that. But here's one. If you remember when they're going in the thing.
Oh, there you are. Immediately. Wow.
That was at the Getty Center, of course. All of this was.
Awesome.
Or a lot of it was. And more of it was shot at the Crystal Cathedral in Anaheim. So we had different days at different locations.
Cool.
But yeah, that's where you'll find me. All of those kinds of scenes, like the ones that are like Starfleet Academy and Starfleet headquarters. I think this is another one. Yeah, same stuff.
Yeah.
It was cool watching how they do the turbo lift stuff. They just close the doors and then they have two spotlights going like this, shining the light. So on the interior, it looks like you're going through decks, but really there's just two spotlights going like this.
Wow.
Which was fun to see that. Shag 840 says, I think spotting Ryan is the only way I'll watch Into Darkness again. That's not even, don't bother. Anyway, but I'm all over all those scenes and like exploding scenes and all kinds of fun things that happened. But anyway, let's move on because we're almost out of time here. And it was a fun trip down memory lane with Star Trek Into Darkness and all of the JJ movies. I feel like they should get a little bit more love in general.
Yeah, I agree.
If for nothing else but the Ryan factor.
Right?
Maybe.
I like Beyond.
Check this one.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, I had a Beyond Burger just a little bit ago today.
Oh,
nice.
yum.
Yep.
Nice.
Sounds delicious.
This is from our good friend, John Orchiola at screenrant.com. And it states, Strange New World Season 2 premieres in 1 month. Carol Kane joins. So we don't have much time with this one, so we'll fly through it. But everybody, make sure you go to screenrant.com. They have tons of coverage, Star Trek coverage, that is. Check this out. They've got the tweet from Star Trek on Paramount Plus. All kinds of good stuff. New characters, talking about Carol Kane. Lieutenant Pelia, or Pelia, we'll see. And James T. Kirk. Of course, we know about Paul Wesley's James T. Kirk. Go check that out. Shout out to John Orchiola, always doing a ton of coverage, ton of Star Trek coverage.
Back of the head, back of the head.
Oh, also, real quick, here's something interesting. A new Kickstarter has been launched. And it is Destiny Aurora audiobook, novel series, and graphic novel. Go check that out. That is from our good friend Frank Zanka. He's a sci-fi producer. He's produced a bunch of cool sci-fi stuff, some of which I've also produced with him. Others I've acted in. Rico E. Anderson's acted in, and a bunch of other Star Trek people too.
Awesome.
So check him out. Look up Destiny Aurora on Kickstarter. I think this was just launched a couple days ago, and he's already beyond half of his goal. So let's make that happen for him. And he's a real sweetie. Just kidding. He's from New York.
He's fun. He's fun.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, there's another article on StarTrek.com entitled Why Sarek Still Makes Us Cry Over 30 Years Later. Go check that out. You remember that episode? And he goes into why it still hits us this many decades
Written
later.
by Ryan Britt, who's been
Shout
a
out
guest
to Ryan
on
Britt.
The Main Viewer.
Nice.
Very nice. Good knowledge. All right, everybody. So go check those out. That's your homework. Remember, the Cisco Day is on Monday. So email the ciscoday@gmail.com to let us know what you'd like us to add to the Cisco wall to pass over to Mr. Avery Brooks. Unless you got nothing to say to him, then whatever. But it's going to be full of great stuff. On Friday, we're going to have the schedule out on Star Trek and Chill. So real quick, what did we release on the 7th Rule yesterday, Melissa? Do you remember?
Yes, it was the kids one. The
When
kids
the
episode.
bell breaks.
When the Bow Breaks.
Yes,
Yeah, with Denise Crosby. So go over to the 7th Rule, everybody, and check out our full review of When the Bow Breaks with Denise Crosby. Then on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Remember, it is Fantasy Month on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. So go over to Falling Tower, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and check out our review of A Tale Dark and Grim with myself, Dr. Muhammad Noor, and cosplayer and fabricator Talus Forge. That's a great one. A Tale Dark and Grim. 2 M's in Grim, so you know what that means. Pretty awesome.
Cool.
By going over to the Falling Tower YouTube channel, of course. Then on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time, go over to, well, right here, the virtual TrekCon YouTube channel for Star Trek and Chill. We will have the full schedule released for Monday, the Cisco Day, and a bunch of other cool stuff. All of the people appearing on the Cisco Day. It's going to be all there for you in 3 short days. So come check us out on Star Trek and Chill right here on the Virtual TrekCon YouTube channel. Then on Sunday, the 7th Rule will release our review of, oh boy, Symbiosis.
Ooh.
There's a lot of hemming and hawing about that Next Generation episode, Symbiosis. We'll find out on Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then Monday, of course, the Cisco Day. It's
Yay.
all day long. Go to the website, theciscoday.com. That's www.theciscoday.com. The W's are important right now for some reason. Definitely go to www.theciscoday.com, and the schedule will be up, and you'll have all the links to click on all of the shows you'd like to see for that full day. Anyway,
Awesome.
Yay.
all that being said, Jenny R., can you tell everybody where they can find you online?
Well, I already mentioned my website, jennyrjohnson.com, but you can also find me on Twitter at Jenny R. Johnson, and everywhere else, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm even on Blue Sky now.
Wow.
At Jenny R. Johnson Art.
TikTok's still a thing.
TikTok is still a thing. It's not
Okay.
banned yet, so yeah. I just posted a new video today.
There should be a website called Bandcamp with BANNED, and it's all the things that have been banned that hang out there. And they all just tell stories, about how they got banned or why, or where you can still get their banned stuff. That'd be fun. But what's Blue Sky?
Blue Sky's like, right now it appears that that it might be the Twitter, the Twitter replacement. Like Jack, the guy that made Twitter, made Blue Sky.
Interesting.
So
instead of Blue Bird, it's a Blue Sky. That's easy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's still in beta, and it's very like they're just doing like invite and the Trek Barbie of NYC hooked me up with an invite. So which was, I know, right? I know.
All right. And Melissa Longo, where can people find you online, should you choose to be found?
At Melissa Longo, MALISSA, Longo on social media. I am not on TikTok, and I'm not on Blue Sky.
That's good.
But also the introvertedrepublic.com, where Walking Art Made by Melissa is, or on Patreon, Walking Art Made by Melissa. I just released another chapter 3 of my story yesterday. So every week there's a new chapter.
Dr. Muhammad Noor says Jenny R. Johnson is a great person to follow, and of course we concur.
That's lovely. That's a lovely thing to say.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And I'd like to prove it right now. There was a post you did earlier today. There it is. And it is, everybody at home, see if you recognize this beloved movie. It's beloved to me, and I think it was great that you did this one. Check this out, everybody. Ta-da!
Oh my gosh. That's great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Gosh.
That was so
That's
fun.
great.
That was so fun. A guy in Manitoba commissioned that. Yeah. He's like, I want that scene from Dumb and Dumber. Nice. And that was
perfect.
So fun to paint. Yeah.
It's an underrated movie. It sounds dumb, but it's actually a really well-written movie. It's great.
Yeah.
And everybody, you can find me online on Twitter at RyanTGHusk, and go visit your Blue Sky representative and demand that they invite us to
As soon as I have invites, you guys, I got you.
And you can also find me at Virtual TrekCon Falling Tower and the 7th Rule on your favorite social media sites, and of course on YouTube. Go check all those out. We're going to see you real soon. Lots of big stuff. Do not forget the Cisco Day. It's the big one. It's our chance to tell the world what the Cisco family, Deep Space Nine, and Mr. Avery Brooks mean to us, because it's a lot. All right. That's about it. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And when you are thinking about the Cisco Day, put it on the main viewer. All right, that's it. We did it, you guys.
That was